This ZZ completely busted out of its pot. So today I'm going to show you how I divide and repot it without stressing the plant or myself. G'day, I'm Jace, a lifelong plant lover and veggie grower. Over the years I've learned a lot about growing everything from vegetables and fruit trees to indoor plants. Now I get excited about sharing that passion and all the things I've learnt with you. If that sounds like your kind of gardening, you're in the right place. Alright, well let's get stuck into it. As you can see, this ZZ plant I think is ready for a repot. So I can't remember how long I've had it in here, but obviously he thinks it's long enough. And I thought that it was going to be quite difficult to get out of this pot, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult at all. Let's do that. Now I grow a lot of ZZ plants because they're just so bloody tough. Super easy to grow. You can kill them with kindness because they're so tough. And this is quite a large plant. It's one of the biggest ones that I've got actually. So what I'm going to do today is try and, obviously it needs repotting. This pot is no good. But what I've found in creating more plants for yourself, you can propagate via leaf cutting, which I do that as well. I find it very slow and I'm a little impatient. But what I've been doing a lot lately is just division. So I'll let a plant get nice and healthy like this one, and then I'll come through and chop it up and get more plants out of it. So let's see how we go today. I really don't know where to start. Let's see if we can just do it by hand. No, doesn't seem like it. So if you look in a plant of this size, you can kind of divide up individual plants. So you can kind of see these grouping here. I could probably divide through there. You could probably also just use a spade, go straight through the middle and break it up that way. So I'm going to try off that one. Now I'm going to use a bit of a garden saw. Let's see if you can see that. If we can get one off. Don't be concerned too much about hurting these plants. Actually, I think I'm just going to go straight through the middle. I think that's going to be easiest. They are very hardy and they will bounce back, even though this looks very dramatic. Do-do-do-do. So you can see, we actually have a nice cross section of a ZZ plant now. This is where they all grow from. And looking at that type of material, kind of like a rhizome, and this is where they grow from, it's kind of a good indicator as to why ZZ plants do not like to be overwatered. As an example, I have a ZZ plant here. You can see the leaves are going yellow, they're browning off. That is a good indication that you're watering it too much, okay? And they don't like that because this rhizome type structure that they grow from rots really easily. So, I mean, I think I read on some of the plant tags that you see at Bunnings and hardware stores that you can water them every couple of months. So I definitely recommend that if you want a nice healthy one. This one is outside, not full sun, but it's doing really well. Anyway, another thing to look out for with ZZs is the lighting. They actually don't mind quite a bit of sunlight. They do really well outside. This is a good example. I'm going to move, got too much ZZ lying around here. This is a good example of a ZZ that needs more sun. So you can see he's stretched out, trying to get to the sun. So if yours look like that, try and move it into a spot that gets a little bit more sun, and you'll be a little bit happier. So there you go, there's two examples of the main things that can go wrong with ZZs, and that's pretty much it. All right, back to this. Now, what you could do is just pot that up straight into a big pot. I'm looking to get more plants out of this, so I'm going to divide it up even more. Ooh, that's actually a nice little plant, isn't it? So you can use this pot. Might need a little bit more trimming. Actually, might go to a bigger pot. I'm going to go get a bigger pot. Alright, I got a bigger pot. So let's move these big guys out of the way. I'm going to pop in this one. So this is a good example of what you could do if you had a piece this big. That guy can go straight in there. Now as for potting media, what I use is just your standard high kind of quality potting mix. I always try and buy the best potting mix that I can. And then for ZZs, I've put a lot of perlite in here. Now, as I said, ZZs don't like to be overwatered, and so the perlite adds a lot of air and a lot of extra drainage in there. That being said though, I do let them dry out completely in between waterings. So it's something to keep in mind. All right, let's put some soil in here. Check our level. Oh, it's going to look good. Now this one, I'll try and keep an eye on it a bit better than I did that one. And once it fills the pot, I will take it out of the pot and do this whole process a little bit sooner. Because this actually looks like quite a nice pot, and I don't want to lose this one. Actually needed a little bit more potting mix. I'll go for a walk. More potting mix. So to finish this job off, try and get your plant at the same level that it was in the last pot, so about that level, and then just backfill just like that. Give this one a good drink to settle it in, and then I wouldn't water it for at least a month. Here in North Queensland, it's kind of winter at the moment, so these plants don't need water at all. So let them completely dry out in between waterings. And that is how I divide ZZs. Now, if you were to do a smaller pot, say this one, I'll quickly show you that. All you would do there is find a piece that's a little bit smaller. Oh man, too much ZZ laying around here. Take that guy off. Oh, look at that. Look at those roots. And then this one's a bit of a tight fit, but just to kind of show you what you could do, pop that guy in there. Backfill, potting mix, same again, water in and leave him alone. There you have it. That is how I divide my ZZ plants to get more plants. Also, thanks for hanging around towards the end. Check out these guys, the black variety. I think they're Black Raven ZZ plant. I really like those, and I'm trying to get more of them divided up and potted up. So thanks very much for watching, and yeah, happy gardening.